So Soccer Punch is back here on the ALmedia channel, where we'll be debating the hottest topics, the most debatable ones that has been trending, and today we'll be talking about some, I wouldn't say if it's a deja vu or it's a trend, most people say it's a chat, because whenever or in every year that the Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast have won the AFCON tournament, it means that one team in Europe has also been victorious in the UEFA Champions League, and that team is a team struggling currently in the La Liga, and that is Barcelona. So we are asking that in '92, when Cote d'Ivoire beat Ghana on penalties to win the AFCON, it was Barcelona that also won the UEFA Champions League. And then fast forward to 2015, when Cote d'Ivoire beat Ghana again via penalties to win the AFCON, it was Barcelona again that won the UEFA Champions League. Now guess what? In 2024, Cote d'Ivoire, a couple of months ago, they won the AFCON tournament under some bizarre and strange circumstances. But then for Barcelona, can they also go ahead and win the UEFA Champions League under such circumstances, bizarre and strange? Because currently, they are 8 points adrift Real Madrid in the La Liga, but then also, they're not playing any good football. But then to worsen case of matters for themselves, they are also in some sort of a financial ditch. So today, to be that hot topic we'll be debating here, and I have my man Force over here, who I'm going head to head with, as we see if Barcelona can actually replicate or keep that trend going, that in every year that Cote d'Ivoire win the AFCON, Barcelona also win the UEFA Champions League. And this time round is also a rookie coach, Xavi Hernandez, whom they think they can win the UEFA Champions League with. Force, welcome.
Thank you.
Force, you're scaring me with your voice. But then, Force, the trend is there.
Yeah.
92 AFCON winners, 92 UEFA Champions League winners, Cote d'Ivoire and Barcelona. 2015 AFCON winners, 2015 UEFA Champions League winners, Cote d'Ivoire and Barcelona. Now fast forward to 2024, AFCON winners, Cote d'Ivoire, UEFA Champions League winners. There's a huge question mark over there. But then this has repeated itself in the last 3 decades. Whenever Cote d'Ivoire win the AFCON, Barcelona also win the UEFA Champions League. But the question is, this season, with how poor Barcelona have been, with no money to run the club, with levers being activated, do you think Barcelona have what it takes to keep this trend alive?
You have perfectly summed up the trend, right?
Yeah.
Going back to 1992, coming to 2015, and currently in 2024, right?
Exactly.
You have stated the trend, you have stated what happened. And I can tell you for the fact that if the cosmos energy do align, it's going to be impossible to indicate to me that Barcelona has no chance of winning this year's Champions League. It is clear, it is very lucid. It is very lucid that yes, Barcelona has financial troubles, right? But at the end of the day, they are not also playing that well. But we have had teams who haven't been playing very well got on to win the Champions League. In 2012, Chelsea went on to win the Champions League against Bayern.
Yeah.
Playing shambolic football.
But very defensive minded.
Shambolic, please. Shambolic football to the extent that in the Champions League finals, they had 25% against 75 for Bayern.
But that's the Chelsea way.
In 2021, the same thing happened against Man City.
Chelsea way. Chelsea philosophy.
You see, I am making a point. That it is not always that a team that goes on to win the Champions League plays well. Madrid defended the Champions League 3 times consecutively.
Playing
poorly.
Playing good football.
Against Juventus, they were outplayed. Against Atletico Madrid, they were outplayed. They had Sergio Ramos to tank. Barcelona are on a mission. And you see, the funny thing is that they are going to play against PSG in the quarters.
And that is a huge game.
One of the easiest games that could have been given to Barcelona. The greatest comeback in the history of the Champions League, albeit when AC Milan defeated Deportivo La Coruña 4-0. The greatest in the history of the Champions League was when Barca lost 4-0 in France, and then came back through the magic of Neymar, through the magic of Lionel Messi,
and Sergio Roberto,
and then defeated, annihilated.
But I thought you put that into proper context and talk about the team that
you talk about contest. You talk about contest. Yes. The team that is going to face PSG is not Neymar. It's not Lionel Messi.
It's
the team
Yamin Lamau.
The team. You see, don't even bring the issue of Yamin Lamau.
Okay.
There's no player currently in Europe under the age of 24 who is better than Yamin Lamau.
There's a Kobe.
Absolutely nobody.
There's a Kobe.
Check the numbers.
There's Florian Wirtz.
I said, check the numbers. The numbers indicate that since Yamal was promoted into the senior squad of Barcelona this season, there's absolutely nobody.
Even not Simon Adingra.
I said, check the numbers. The database will indicate to you that when you are making an argument,
but
you
don't drop your level from MSN to Yamin Lamau and Joao Felix, and you think you can win the Champions League.
When Lionel Messi was promoted into the first squad in 2005-2006, the numbers he produced,
there were leaders in that team.
There
were leaders, and he was on the bench.
The number he produced in 2005, Lionel Messi.
But he wasn't even part of the final.
I am saying
he was on the bench.
That should tell you the momentum.
But Lamine Yamal is a starter. That's the difference.
So that goes back to the point that you are trying to make, that who is Lamau? Because you're trying to say that he hasn't got that eccentric personality. It's when you say exposure. When you say exposure, I totally disagree with people who say that exposure is when you've played maybe 5-10 years.
No, not 5-10 years.
This is a guy who was promoted this season. But at the end of the day had a claim to be a starter for the Spanish national team. A team that has won the World Cup, a team that has won the European Championship twice. And Yamin Lamau is a starter, and it's the starter for this Barcelona squad. So you see, back to the point. In the Champions League, there are 3 teams that have won more than Barcelona. There are 3 teams that have got more experience, more exposure when it comes to winning the Champions League. Real Madrid, AC Milan, Bayern, right? And if you look at the momentum currently, Bayern is in the symbolic state. Madrid, yes, they are still in contention.
Teams have been tipped to be favorites ahead of Barcelona.
I am saying, you can never put down Barcelona, a team that has won 5 Champions Leagues. And the
last time they won it was when they had Neymar, Messi, and Suarez at their peak. Not with Lamine Yamal. They are even 8 points behind Real Madrid in the league.
When Madrid won the Champions League against Atletico Madrid, they were 22 points behind Barcelona.
But they had the best team.
They
had the best team in Europe.
When you say the best team, what makes the team the best?
Because they had a Ballon d'Or winner in that team.
You have a Ballon d'Or winner.
They had Benzema who was racking up.
At the time, Benzema was not a starter. I get to the point. Let's come back to the basis. There's no way PSG is denying Barcelona a spot in the semis. And when Barcelona moves into the semis, they're either going to face Dortmund or Atletico Madrid, isn't it? And statistically speaking, Atletico Madrid has never been able to have an answer whenever they face Barcelona.
But they've beaten Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League before.
They have beaten.
They have beaten them. We are talking about Barcelona. You know the team they played in '92? It was Sampdoria. And they beat them by 2-0. And it was a star-studded Barcelona team that they can't even boast of now. They had Ronald Koeman, arguably the greatest defender they've ever had. They had Pep Guardiola playing in that team. They had Michael Laudrup, the Danish international. Look at the star-studded team. Now you go back, fast forward to 2015 first. Fast forward to 2015, where they had they played against a Juventus side. Listen,
if you are aligning,
listen, they played against a Juventus side.
No, I
disagree. That didn't have enough quality.
I disagree with you.
They had an MSN in that
I
year.
disagree with you.
Now
that was a Juventus. That was a Juventus side. That has won the Serie A 10 consecutive times.
But they were not showing anything in Europe.
That was a Juventus side that has won the Serie A 10 consecutive times.
But they didn't show anything in Europe.
The only side in Europe that has been able to do that is a Bayern Munich, right? Ghana lost via penalties against Cote d'Ivoire, right? Yeah. In 2015, an incongruent occurrence in world football. There's no team in the history of football, right, or in the history of the African Cup of Nations that has gone to lose a final through a penalty shootout after having taken the lead 2-0. I get to the point. In the shootout. So the point comes back to the fact that are the cosmos even aligning to allow Barcelona go on to win the Champions League? And I am saying that
here.
When you look at how shambolic Cote d'Ivoire have been this season, to the extent that they were nearly knocked out in the group stages, but they went on to win the they went on to win the African Cup of Nations.
First,
that should tell you that everything is aligning Everything is aligning
for Barcelona
to
go
on and win the Champions
Let me bust
League.
your bubble and tell you that the reason why I'm going to end with this, that simply the reason why Barcelona are not going to win, because the two occasions or previous occasions that Cote d'Ivoire have won the AFCON, they beat Ghana via penalties. But then unfortunately, this time they didn't even beat Ghana or meet Ghana in the AFCON. First, there's no way that trend is going to continue. All right, so we're still talking about that trend that has been happening in world football in Africa and also in Europe. But in 2024, Barcelona are still in the Champions League. But then for Cote d'Ivoire, they won the AFCON without facing Ghana. Neither did they win the finale via shootout. So it just baffles my mind how that trend is going to continue, especially because that missing element from that trend is Ghana and the penalty shootout. But then what do you have to say? Do you think Barcelona have got what it takes to win this year's UEFA Champions League, especially after Cote d'Ivoire have been crowned champions of the AFCON? This is the Soccer Punch, where we debate on the most debatable and the hottest issues, the most debatable ones, if I should put it. My name is Joseph, and I have Force in the studio with me, and we'll be back same time again in the next episode.